One thing I was taught in the military was to look closely at intelligence and decipher what it is telling us. Small clues can be an indicator of a much bigger problem. Here on the streets of the Midlands, in fact we're in Staffordshire with the Staffordshire Police. We're going to take down a cannabis farm. In fact, we're going to take down 4. Simultaneous raids, very similar to the military way of life. We're going to hit them hard and take these drugs off our streets. I'm heading to a briefing with Staffordshire Police. A very specific piece of intel has led them to suspect serious criminal activity.
Thanks everybody for coming in today. Essentially, we're looking at executing 4 drugs warrants in the Tunstall area, focusing on the cultivation of cannabis. Obviously, the number of cannabis grows that we've got at Stoke North is going through the roof, and we've identified through intel 4 addresses that are linked that either have a cannabis cultivation inside or are being used to house growers responsible for that cultivation.
Cannabis grows have become a serious problem in the UK. Drug dealers can now grow plants and sell it without having to smuggle anything into the UK. But that means cannabis gardeners are now active in Britain.
If we do locate people inside, let's make sure that we do get them secure. Let's get them in cuffs as soon as we can. Let's get them searched.
I served in Afghanistan, where a lot of these type of drugs used to be grown. I know it's big business. In one nationwide crackdown, police found 1,000 working cannabis farms across the country. And cannabis seizures are up 7%.
We're not talking about one person that smokes a little bit of cannabis recreational at the weekend. We're talking about proper organised crime, people that will take over an address. Some addresses aren't even rented, they literally just take over an empty property. So doing 4 warrants all in the same area that are no doubt linked, for me, is going to send a real message out.
The team will split up now. In the army, we call this a shakeout with multiple targets. Okay, the thing with this is it's quite a risky situation when you think these organised gangs, they're always expected to be raided by other organised gangs. They're not so much thinking about the police, so they'll protect it, they'll have booby traps, they'll get quite aggressive at times. It can be a risky moment, but let's see what happens. SAS operations are covert and quiet, but this team want the cannabis gang to know who they are.
We will get organised crime groups taxing each other, so in essence robbing each other.
Yeah.
So when we go through this door, they won't know whether this is an rival organised crime group or the police, and that's why we have to make sure that we advertise that and articulate that as best as we can when we go in, because they won't know the difference until they come face to face with us.
So that's us just rolling into the RV now. As you can see, the team are forming up. The enforcer at the front there, that's the guy that will open the door when required. The team sweep through the street silently in case suspects have spotters. The silent approach stops once they get to the target addresses, 2 properties side by side.
Thanks, open the door!
2 side doors smashed. The shouts are to confirm this isn't a rival gang raiding the house. Why didn't you answer the door? You didn't hear? Why did you answer the door?
What time am I in the door? I'm not talking.
Not sure I believe that, but there's a shout. Check this out. So this is exactly what they were looking for. As suspected, this unremarkable house is hiding a cannabis grow. Off camera, the man suggests someone else is in the house, but now he says there's no one.
Is there any other person in here?
No.
He's now saying nobody else is in here.
With a large amount of plants and kit downstairs, police think this is the work of a gang. But so far can only find this guy. I wonder what he knows.
Cellar clear!
I'm with Staffordshire Police on a raid against illegal cannabis grows hidden on a suburban street. Police have found young plants growing in the basement and a suspect who won't talk much. I think I recognise the man's accent from the time I spent in the SAS serving in the Balkans. Do you speak English? Kako se zoveš?
What is?
Revecki jacek? Na rozumiem? It's okay. Where are you from?
I'm from Albania.
Albania. Are you here alone in the house? Some more people here?
Tell us now so we can make sure.
I don't know. I don't know which.
Come on, you do know. You're not here alone. We'll find them.
Huh?
If the dogs come in, they're likely to get hurt, so you need to tell us. No one's going anywhere now. We will find them.
Not coming nothing. Me staying here, save people and nothing coming.
You are here alone.
Yeah,
You sure?
save 100%.
Okay.
100%.
And you speak good English as well, huh?
Huh?
You do speak good English. You understand?
Listen, I speak important. I'm not speaking very good.
Are there any more people in this
Are
house?
they hiding? Any more people? Are they hiding?
No one else in this house? You're sure about that? Do you have any weapons? Any knives? Any guns in here? There's guns? Any guns?
No, good.
No guns.
No,
Knife? Nothing in here.
nothing.
This guy ain't saying much. But upstairs, there's evidence of a major illegal grow and a clue as to what gave this otherwise normal-looking house away to the police. Wow. So downstairs, you've got a small nursery, if you like, and up here, you've got sort of mature nursery. And look, as you can see, there's probably about 60 or 70 plants at least here. All the power source along the back, which I'm pretty sure they didn't go through health and safety on that one. What you can't appreciate here on camera, the smell from the plants is overpowering, and I have to get out. But the amount of wiring and power being drawn by a grow like this, with the lights and the fans, is gigantic. And the truth is, that's what gave the gang working here away.
So one of the pieces of information that we had around these grows was that National Grid had picked up that in this area there was a huge amount of strain being put on the network. So far more than people just watching the tally or boiling a kettle, what essentially is a small residential area, which obviously then, along with the other intel, is why we're here today.
Intelligence is crucial. The police had a good idea of what was happening when they saw a sudden spike in electricity usage.
When they tap in illegally to the mains, obviously we contact National Grid, they'll make it safe to work in here, and obviously look at disconnecting them.
But it's not just dangers from electricity. I'm hearing that homegrown drugs are more dangerous than they ever used to be. Marta De Forte is a consultant psychiatrist at King's College London. She has been studying people who use cannabis and the effects it has on their minds.
So my particular focus in relation to my work in psychosis is actually the role that cannabis plays, and seeing that those who actually have used cannabis, particularly in their teens, are more likely when they come to their early 20s to actually suffer from a psychotic disorder.
And many clinicians are worried about the actual strain of cannabis that is being grown here. It's a strain that is far stronger than ever seen on the streets of Britain when I was young.
There is lots of interest for high-potency cannabis, and for high potency I intend type of cannabis where there is a sort of high concentration, particularly of one of cannabis ingredients, which is THC. And THC is what tends to give potency to cannabis because it's what is responsible for the high and for the adverse effect. The THC is also responsible for people being more likely to become dependent. And of course, if you are a drug dealer, you're more likely to push for a type of cannabis that gets you people back. And so you're more likely to want to sell high THC type of cannabis. People seek the high, and so you're more likely to be driven for a type of cannabis that is highly concentrated.
A sample of this cannabis will be tested, but the health risks it poses mean illegal grows need to be targeted. It's certainly easier to tackle drugs grown here than it would be in Afghanistan.
the majority of the cannabis that you can buy in UK, and I know particularly in the London area, is actually cultivated in our country, when before, up to 6-7 years ago, it was predominantly imported from places like Morocco or Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Drawing a massive amount of electricity gave the grow away. But just like in the military, police now need to look for the ringleaders to make sure they don't grow anymore. I'm out with Staffordshire Police hunting cannabis grows on Operation Leverdrum. They've raided 2 houses on a residential street. They also hit the house opposite and ran into resistance.
One of the officers shouted for assistance. She'd looked through the front window and seen somebody trying to make off in the property. Obviously, we forced entry. He tried to escape out to the back. He was detained, luckily, by officers at the rear and gave quite a good fight in his attempt to get away, but he was detained by officers.
I think the bloke I spoke to earlier knew there was a guy at the house opposite too, but he didn't want to say.
Wow.
I'm now getting a look at what I suspect he was cultivating inside.
So basically, I'm surrounded. It's like being in a Christmas tree plantation, which is actually just weed. There's just over 100 plants in here. God knows what the street value is.
In the next room, officers have started stripping out a source of great danger, and it's not plants. This place is drawing out enormous power, illegally and unsafely.
See that down there?
Yeah,
Something's been on fire there. Looks like some of the plastic's melted.
yeah.
See the heat there, can't you?
So the risk to everybody else's life, and they've just got no consideration for it at
No,
all.
so you'd imagine if there was a fire here,
Yeah.
obviously this is a terraced house, hasn't it? So you've potentially got families either side
Yeah.
joining to it. There's a huge amount of risk.
Money drives people to risk their lives and get arrested. How much was this place set to make, I wonder? Hidden away on a quiet street.
What sort of street value per household here, would you say?
You're talking tens of thousands of pounds worth of cannabis street value in terms of, as well, you've also got multiple yields as well, so they'll crop this and then
Oh,
go
it's a
again.
continuing
It's a
process.
continuing process, yeah. So you could go into 6 figures in the street alone.
How long does it take from start to finish?
The idea is to grow it as quickly as possible, so you're talking a turnaround of a matter of weeks, you know, weeks to turn it around.
So 10 grand a week, basically.
At least, yeah, at least.
And local growers like this use smart marketing ploys.
One of the most commonly used type of cannabis in the London street now is Cali. This is a very good marketing strategy because Cali stands for California. So there is this idea that if you buy Cali in London, it comes from sunny California, whereas grown in a natural way without pesticides, where actually is nothing else that skunk that's been in one of these indoor plantations that British police is seizing.
It seems like the drug gangs have it all sorted. But the truth is, we're about to cost them a fortune.
Okay, so this operation now has gone into the next phase. So we've had the initial strike and detain. The initial search has been done. Forensics have now just been on site, done their piece. Next phase is the team are going to go in, take down all the plants inside, break them all down, break down all the equipment so it can't be used again, and then that's going to be taken away. Some of it will be used again for further evidence later on down the line.
Each plant is worth about £1,000 per grow. So destroying all of these is pulling a massive sum of money away from the criminals. After all that clearing, I've got in my hands what a gang were hoping to sell on the streets of Staffordshire.
There's the result. Job done. Okay, so overall a really good day. And again, very much like a military operation, from the planning that you guys done, the surveillance, build up to it, and then to the strike, the arrests and detaining, and then taking the whole thing out of production. Again, in military world, that would be a great operation, and you've just proved with you guys, you've just done a great job there, mate. So
Thank you.
well done.
No finds were made at the fourth property they looked at. But with all this evidence seized, there's no doubt that the man found inside one of the houses and the man arrested off camera have questions to answer. Who's behind this grow? Police hope he'll tell what he knows.
Operation Leverdrum here with Staffordshire Police, total success. 3 cannabis farms taken down, 2 people in custody, 1 great operation, and there's more to follow. Some criminals think they're well hidden behind closed doors, but clever surveillance can catch them out. Just like in the military, we're always on the lookout for any giveaways the bad guys leave. When you join the military, you become part of a team. On operations, the regiment becomes your family. You all work hard together to keep that family alive and safe.
In Oldham, Greater Manchester, teamwork and a military approach to training is also helping to save lives.
My name is David Wyatt. I'm the leader at Oldham Mountain Rescue Team. We're a search and rescue service that covers the area to the east of Oldham, on the Pennines and Saddleworth Moor.
These are all volunteers who are helped by Greater Manchester Police carrying out proceeds of crime raids and using ill-gotten gains seized to fund good causes.
The scenario for tonight is we've got an injured hiker who's been making his way up the tops and has come to grief. He's gone down a hole in some rocks and he believes he's broken his leg. So we're going to be focusing on steep ground work. Obviously we're going to have a casualty, so we're going to look at first aid. Questions? Awesome.
Don't forget your helmets.
The team respond roughly to 50 emergency call-outs a year, and in adverse weather conditions like tonight, it's a race against time to reach the injured casualty.
Yeah, control from Mobile 2, just for your information, we're now through Dovestones heading up the track over. Time is of the essence always. It's that golden hour of making sure you get there as soon as you've got any information about a casualty. For us, it's just about getting there as soon as we can, depending on the situation, of course. Yeah, 3 from 2, received your last message, responded to say that we've just arrived at Charnel Clough. We're just pulling up out of the way over. Straight, straight.
At the rendezvous point, teams start making their way up to the rescue location. And it's easy to see why having the correct training and gear is vital to this type of work.
It's all quite rocky up there and a lot of loose debris, so just need to make sure there's nothing coming down on people. Safety is number one for everything. You know, we have something of a mantra in mountain rescue. You look after yourself first because you're not good to anybody if you need rescuing. Then you're looking after your team because as a team you need to be able to help whoever it is that's affected. Then it's the casualty. But it's got to be in that order, otherwise things go wrong.
My personal mantra is always a little further. And that's certainly what these volunteers are doing on a wet Friday night, when most people are at home in front of the TV or down the pub.
Suggest we go up this way. Watch out for these loose rocks.
At the top, the team have located the injured casualty.
We've got people looking after the casualty in here, so these are our CAS carers. They'll stabilise the casualty, make sure the casualty's warm, capable of being moved, and then we'll package them up onto the stretcher and go. We've got some specialist crag teams that are setting up a rope, so setting up an anchor up the top there. What we're then going to do is attach the stretcher onto the rope and lower them down.
Even though this has been a training session, it's been a complete success.
We're running this scenario as a training exercise for the team. We've got a few new members in the team, so it's absolutely imperative that they train in as near as real life situation as possible.
In the regiment, every day is a school day. You're always learning, and the military approach to training here will pay dividends on the variety of operations they do with the police and ambulance service.
The vast majority of people you see here, they've been working till probably 5, 6 o'clock this evening. We've got teachers, we've got police officers, we've got all sorts. So it's really important that we get those people volunteering for us, but it costs money. It costs money to train them, it costs money to kit them out. All this gear that we wear costs thousands.
Alongside donations from the public, the rescue team have also received some money recently from an unlikely source: criminals.
We don't want much slack because we're going to go off the edge here. And we're really fortunate. We put in a request to the Proceeds of Crime Fund, and we're really bowled over with the support from GMP. Came good in effectively covering the cost of a new vehicle. No, it's been a massive godsend.
The proceeds of Crime Fund is a pot of money made up of cash and assets seized from criminals. In this case, their application for £50,000 was successful, and the money is going towards a new minibus for use on these types of operations.
Right, yeah, wait.
Big rock behind you.
Okay, carry on. So the van that we've got via Pocket, it gives us the ability to get to jobs quicker and together en masse. The most difficult thing for anything, especially in an environment like this, is it's a single track. You end up with personal vehicles all over the place and you can't get an ambulance up and you can't get back down. So leaving our vehicles at the base is absolutely paramount, so we can get as many people as possible to the job with all the right kit. And the vehicles from Pocket will help us do that massively. Without it, we're a vehicle down and potentially 5 people down, so they need to come in their own vehicles. Okay, a bit further.
With the casualty down safely, the training session is over and it's back to base for a debrief.
You train hard to actually deliver a service easily every time you go out. Nothing's easy, but the more you train, the harder you train, the easier it becomes. We do it because we enjoy the environment and we want to give something back to the community. It's constantly about looking out for each other.
Luckily, the only injury is a cold foot. But if you're one of the 42 casualties they rescued last year, it would have been made possible through training and teamwork. Plus, a little help from the ill-gotten gains seized by Greater Manchester Police. As a young man, I got in a lot of trouble. The military was my redemption. It's great to hear stories of similar people like me who did bad things, but were able to turn their lives around.
My name's Paul, I'm 45 years old. I am an online mentor. Good afternoon, everyone. It's me, Paul, Addict Mentor. I'm an addict in recovery. I know you already know that.
Paul is a qualified mentor with a degree in health and social care and a lifetime of experience. He uses his knowledge to live stream and create online videos to advise and help people all over the world. With anything from drug addictions to eating disorders, all kinds of people come to him for help.
I love what I do. I love being able to create content. I love being able to make people smile, but I push the most powerful messages through my content, and I absolutely wouldn't change it for the world.
His tireless work hasn't gone unnoticed, including a BBC Wiltshire's Make a Difference Volunteer Award.
I get a mad phone call from a DJ at BBC Radio Wiltshire going, "You've been nominated for Make a Difference Award, but there are 4 of you. There are 4 finalists." It was a really nice thing to get invited to. Got all dressed up, went there, and I won it. I won it, and I couldn't actually believe that I won it. I still look at my little award and think that was just the craziest night. It was a massive shock, but I love that I won it.
Paul does whatever's in his power to ensure that people have somewhere to come to get support. His volunteering takes many forms on a variety of platforms.
But how are you feeling? I run a WhatsApp support group called the Recovery Rovers Support Group, and asking for help when you know you need it. I check in with all my members several times a day. We at least try aim for one solid 10-15 minute call every single day. I check in, and it's not just about addiction, it's about mental health as well. Some people are just a part of the group because they're lonely, they don't have other people. Absolutely, I get a sense that I help people just by talking to them. If you really want to change, you can change. Across all of my socials, I've got videos that they just blow up. You've made it through Monday. The most viewed video I had was 1.2 million views.
His online following has led to Paul to volunteer offline too, making many guest appearances in person. He's been working closely with Bristol Rovers Community Trust, giving talks to children about the dangers of knife crime and drugs.
I'm going into schools at the moment. I'm going to youth clubs to go talk to these kids, let them understand the choices that I made, the wrong decisions that I made, And I just have these kids coming back to me now through my social media and actually go, mate, thank you so much for coming in. I really enjoyed your talk, and it gives them food for thought.
I'm so pleased to see that there is living proof that one person can change so many people's lives.
I don't know how many people I help, but I know I help people. Do I have numbers? No, I don't keep numbers. I'm not that guy. One day at a time. That's all you need to get through, one day at a time. I've been doing this now for 2.5 years, every single day, putting that content out. So it's not luck, you know, there's a lot of hard work and a lot of planning. It's been another crazy 24 hours for me. I get messaged every single day, like messages from all over the world. You can't buy that. That's all the proof I need that what I'm doing is working. Check me tomorrow. I'll be at the gym at some point doing a live stream. Peace, love, and unity.
During my time in the regiment, I did operations all over the globe. And on those operations, there was one common denominator: teamwork. You're only as good as a soldier who's got your back. In Manchester, a couple of police teams and financial investigators have come together to take down an intricate network of suspected organised criminals. So this morning, we're rolling with GMP. We're going to take down simultaneous targets. We're going after money launderers, criminal cash, criminal assets. Stand by. Money laundering is a process used by criminals to legitimise the cash made through illegal activity. In this case, it's drug dealing, and the sums at stake are massive. Detective Inspector James Coles from Greater Manchester Police is running the large-scale, multi-agency operation. Morning, mate.
Morning, mate.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
What have we got today?
So we've got Operation Triathlon, 13 addresses today.
Okay.
Warrants across economic crime unit and serious organised crime in Greater Manchester Police. What we've done here is we've identified an opportunity for a Tier 1 drug dealer who is currently in jail. Okay. And he is serving a significant sentence. He's got a benefit figure of £13 million, which means he's already owes the government, or His Majesty, £13 million from drug dealing in the past.
Right.
But what he's doing is he's laundering his assets. He's got X amount of criminal money, but then he converts it to buying a house, a property, a vehicle, high-value assets, watches, jewellery, etc. And that's what he's doing, but he's doing it through multiple people, family, friends, associates, an associate they met in prison.
So sharing the dirty money, spreading it out.
Absolutely, and that's what this, like a money laundering operation is.
The tentacles of organised crime are far-reaching. Even though the leader of this criminal gang is in jail, he's still using his contacts on the outside to launder the 30 million he owes to the government. But to catch a big fish, you need an even bigger net.
So what we're going to do today is we're going to arrest every single person in his organised crime group. We've used the whole menu of our proactive tactics, and what we've been able to do is identify the individuals, the best people to strike. So I've got 13 properties. There has been a level of proactive, covert operation around this group to get a full picture, and we've got specialists in money laundering investigation to tackle and deep dive into them.
So all the surveillance while he's been away in prison, identifying where the money is, identifying what he's invested in or shared the money out, the dirty money, and then we're just going to strike all that and take that down today.
Yeah, if we find cash today, we'll have the power to take it. If we charge them with money laundering, then later on down the line we can do a proceeds of crime act, a level of enforcement, but hopefully we'll properly dismantle this organised crime group, not send them to jail for the drugs, but also for getting their assets as well.
This is a typical military style operation today. I mean, it's total surprise.
Yes, absolutely.
Speed, aggression, bang, surprise.
Absolutely.
It's totally unknown to them.
Yeah.
How big's the team today?
There's 70 individuals on this, around
70?
there or thereabouts, yes.
Let's go get them.
Happy days.
Money laundering is a cash business, and with that cash comes high-value items like cars, jewellery and property. But with the economic crime unit in tow, officers today will also be on the lookout for a paper trail pertaining to legitimate businesses set up to hide ill-gotten gains. I mean, my understanding of money laundering, washing off dirty money.
Yeah.
hiding it, so it's in someone else's name, and I would have thought that would be the most difficult thing to get back.
Yeah, the Proceeds of Crime Act is quite a draconian bit of legislation. It means that it really tries to prevent criminals from benefiting from their criminality. Some of these individuals are living quite a lavish lifestyle we've seen from social media and other avenues, and they're claiming benefits.
Claiming benefits and flaunting a lavish lifestyle is one way to get yourself noticed by the authorities. But criminals who remain under the radar are much harder to catch. And after months of covert policing and financial intelligence gathering, DI Coles is hoping to put the final nail in the suspected gang's coffin.
So it's about 300 metres.
The formation's all done, final check on target, it's all good to go, and the clearance has been given, so we're rolling now covertly to a degree to the target, and then it'll be ramped up to whatever necessary to gain entry. Time to target.
10
seconds.
10 seconds.
Just so it's a very early call for these people. It's like just after 5 in the morning. So the team now moving on to target. Still covertly at this point. No need to ramp it up till they're ready. Everybody's in the final positions.
Across town, we also have eyes on Strike Unit 2 in real time as they make their approach to target.
This is a spin-off job that the economic crime have developed in terms of the money laundering side. So we dealt with the drug side, and then they've now developed the people that are involved in moving all the money and the financials.
All teams now in position.
With all teams on target, it's a go, go, go.
Lights on the back of the net. That's the target house over there, all lit up at the back. As you see, entry made, immediate team in, shocker capture, got control of the house immediately.
A rude awakening indeed for this household. And it's a similar scenario across town, where the reinforced composite door means they must use something more suitable than a sledgehammer.
Police with a warrant! Police coming in!
In the space of minutes, the operation has yielded 2 properties and 5 suspects.
From initial entry to in dominated, probably about 4 seconds. No messing around.
With a further 11 strikes on target happening imminently. Not bad for the morning's work. In Manchester, the dust is starting to settle after a dramatic morning call.
Just like at the back in the days in the regiment where we do our attacks, it would be a surprise right to the last moment. Everything's covert, right to the door if you can. As soon as it goes noisy, bang, that's it. In, sharp, take control, just like they did in the old days.
We've got our 2 subjects upstairs, male and female. Part of this conspiracy, part of this money laundering jobs, they're upstairs. But we'll start to get sit reps on all the individuals, part of the operation.
The rest of the team.
We'll start saying positive, negative, and I'll give them a bell just to see how they're doing.
The sit reps, meaning situation reports, so far are positive, with all 13 addresses now hit without incident. As the main suspects are being held upstairs, the police turn their attention to a third individual at the property whose behaviour is suspicious.
Stand up for this, pal. Have you got anything on you that you shouldn't have? How come you got so much clothes on?
Was you asleep when we came through the door? You're gonna be red as, mate. You're gonna be absolutely red as. You're gonna overheat. I'm not fully happy with that, Ronnie, to be honest, mate. Before we get him in the back of the van, I want to take his jacket off. Just to turn around for us, mate, grab a seat.
It's not a crime to wear 5 coats, but given the circumstances, his choice of attire does pose some curious questions.
Were you ready to leave or something, being as the way you were dressed? Or were you just cold? Do you not feel that's a bit suspicious, though? Be dressed in like 5 coats, 5 o'clock in the morning? Hey, I'm sweating in one jacket. You must have been.
So far, he's remaining silent. This is one mystery that will have to be solved at the custody suite later today.
So we've got 3 prisoners now, and then I'm just going to wait about an hour for the vans. So we're going to start searching. So we're looking for, obviously, money, phones, drugs, and potentially firearms. They're the main things, but also financials. There's been a money laundering investigation. We've got the officer in case here, so any kind of paperwork, you can see just there's ounces of paperwork. I think what we'll do is we'll take it on a case-by-case basis. We know what type of accounts they're using for this particular criminality.
This is quite a lengthy process now, right?
Yeah, it can be, yeah, it can be.
At another property not far away, Strike Unit 2 have also begun their search in earnest. Very quickly, some items of interest catch the eyes of the investigators.
We've seized 2 air rifles. We've also had a Rolex watch back.
They will be seized and the suspects will be questioned over where the money came from to pay for these potentially high-value items. At D.I. Cole's property, the economic crime team have their work cut out.
As you can see now, we're into phase 2. There are dedicated teams to each room, going through it physically, every little bit of the house.
Paperwork might not be as exciting as cash and high-value items, but it's essential to cracking the case by exposing the legitimate businesses being used to hide dirty cash. As more evidence is seized, the first suspect makes his way to custody.
Speed, aggression, surprise, bang, one off the streets.
In Manchester, on the ground, the lengthy search continues. The economic crime unit focus on the paper trail, whilst the police turn their attention to a key piece of evidence that is yet to be located. The main suspect's mobile phone, which he's claiming doesn't exist. Sometimes it don't take army tactics to find a phone, just something civvies are more used to doing.
The main suspect, we know he's got a phone. He's said he's not got one, so we're just calling it now. Right, probably going to be upstairs, so we're just ringing it now off a job phone, see if we can hear it. Keep going, Lee. Keep going again, Lee.
Got it? Yeah.
Oh, what's that? That must be your phone. Is that your phone? That's not your phone, is it not? Oh, okay.
Whose phone is it?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Right, thanks for that.
He's charging my boss before.
Right, happy days. So, main subject here, which phone's a critical part of the investigation. He's telling us that he doesn't have a phone, he was upstairs, but whilst under caution, he's saying it's not my phone. He's saying he shares a phone with his wife, which is highly unlikely. We found it upstairs, so good result all around.
We all share our phones with our wives, don't we?
A good find. This mobile phone could prove crucial to establishing links between the suspect and the money laundering ringleader, who is currently in jail. At the other address, a search of the vehicles is underway. But it's inside the house where police teams strike gold. Multiple cash finds concealed in various locations around the house. These seizures, along with weapons and high-value items, all point to potential criminality and money laundering.
Looking at it, I would suggest we've got £3,000 approximately on top of some other bundles of cash, which is really good, given obviously the investigation is around the money laundering for the OCG. We've got a couple of mobile phones back. We found 2 safes in the address. There was a key.
The contents of this safe, however, will remain a mystery until the forensic teams get their hands on it back at the station. With the operation winding down at both properties, the main suspect makes his way to custody for questioning.
Bit of a bad day today, mate, eh? Okay, so this phase virtually is about to be wrapped up. What's the results then, mate? What do you think?
Got all our subjects that we needed, and the two main subjects from this address are being transported out. We've got phones, we've got a lot of paperwork, some high-value items, some jewellery. The main thing is the two individuals. The rest of the job, the operation's gone well. 13 warrants today, got 7 prisoners. I think we've got about 4 or 5 grand in cash, and it's been, as planned, a completely successful operation.
Well, so success above and beyond, really.
Yeah.
From the start to finish, mate, it reminded me very much of the old days being with the regiment. Roll to target covertly, and then bang, the strike went in.
13 addresses, 7 suspects, and a mountain of evidence. All made possible by teamwork, planning, and military precision.
Early start, but a great finish. Great job. One thing I've learned as a soldier is the chain is only as strong as the weakest link. Working together as a team can bring massive results, and most rewards are earned, not won.